I'm up to 400. What are we? So it is a sister
Pretty nice
channel
little
of our
channel. Go
this
check it
channel.
out. Telescope Observations right here on YouTube. A link to it.
Always trying to improve. I have come to the conclusion that sometimes you just can't. You have a cell phone, you're trying to get video on, you're gonna only get a quality, you know what I mean?
You're gonna lose some of it in translation.
Yeah, you can't. So what I've seen, guys, my word of advice is you're never gonna get a better shot of what you're gonna see in the eyepiece when you're looking through it. So enjoy. If you wanna, there's nothing wrong with filming it and doing what I'm trying to do, but just enjoy the beauty of it first and learn how to use it. Take time to really learn how to use a telescope and dial stuff in and enjoy the beauty of what you can see, because when you're trying to film it, you can get wrapped up into that's what I'm doing and forget about it's awesome out there. And it is. Man, we got some pretty good shots of Jupiter.
It's beautiful.
We had a popular shot of Saturn. That video went a lot of views on it, not one. Now this, she'll probably go over there and start
disliking all.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, let's talk a little bit about, I was always really into, so were you always into space, like school and stuff? I remember that was one of my favorite, things to like study, when that came up in science, the science unit. Yeah, we're going to do space these next few weeks. It's like,
Yeah, no, yeah.
I always thought it was really cool.
I always loved it, but I never took a class.
Well, we're going to talk about we're going to talk about the moon today, and maybe a little bit more specifically, I wanted to ask you guys about the moon landing. So there's this kind of the internet chatter that goes around from time to time, subject people like to talk about, right? Is the moon landing, a lot of people, these people that are out there, and you may want to put them on the same island as like the flat earth people, but the people that deny the moon landing, and if it was produced and if it was real. First and foremost, your guys' takes on that. Let's start with James.
Well, there was a point in time where I thought it was, I thought it might have been doctored, but after further research, just knowing physics, because I hear some of the arguments that, and they can all be explained by just physics, everything can be explained, and they've tried for years to say it's a hoax, but you can't convince me now. Because I used to believe that the earth was flat. There was a point in time where I did drink that Kool-Aid, but now I know so much more about physics and how things work, geology, all of it. Everything can be explained by science. And that's what's cool about it.
Pat, what's your take?
Well, first of all, you know how hard that would be to pull a hoax off all this time. I mean, just the observation.
It's a hoax.
I mean, the whole here's what I want to say about the moon landing. We were talking about it a little bit. I'm sure there might be some people watching this that actually remember where they were when they landed on the moon, because they had it on TV, right? We figured I was roughly 5 years old. I don't remember watching it. So it would be interesting to me if someone would talk about where they watched it, or what it was like actually seeing it live. So that would have been amazing, awesome.
And you probably haven't like actually watched anything about it until,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you see bits and pieces on the news that they'll show you, but it's not like you sat there and watched it, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I believe that it happened, but I'm willing to listen to, skepticism and arguments here. But so that's kind of the lens we're all going to have going into this. Now, NASA's YouTube, for whatever reason, and look, this may be something that goes along with the conspiracy theorists out there. We don't have an actual video when you search Apollo 11 landing on the moon. We literally get, as you can see here, we get a 2.5 minute video about Apollo 11. So we'll go through that, but then we'll also watch.
I've never watched that. So.
We'll also watch this Apollo 14 mission video, which, as you can see, is 14 minutes long of footage that they have in there. So interesting, right? Especially if you're one of those folks that say, okay, well, you believe that we went there, but not until a few years later. But we filmed the thing just to beat the Russians, right? Mm-hmm. But let's look at this. This is the 2.5 minute cut, the official NASA cut of the Apollo 11 footage. Let's bring it in.
Oh,
perfect,
good
James.
catch,
Thank
James.
you. And boom.
He's
Here we
out.
go. Let's bring this in.
Capcom on the hot spiral scale, flight control.
wow,
on the
that was
horn,
cool.
go for undocking. Okay, retro, go. Fido, go. Guide, go. Control, go. Telcom, go. Jinsei, go.
Sounds like
Ecom,
control
go.
room.
Surgeon, go. Capcom, we're go for undocking.
Armstrong, Aldrin, and Collins arrived at the moon on Saturday, July 19th.
When we did get close and we rolled out and saw it for the first time, it was
Wow.
a revelation. It was gigantic. It filled our entire window.
That's
The
what
next
it kind
day,
of looks like in
Sunday,
the
July
telescope.
20th, was landing day.
In a lot of anticipation, we finally come to the day, the moment that this is about to commence.
Landing on the moon was absolutely the most difficult piece of any Apollo mission, okay? Think about it as a controlled fall.
So yeah,
out
okay,
of
this
lunar
shot
orbit.
right here. So was this, okay, so this is there was two different vessels, right? So this is the shot of the one capsule that they were in, and then the shot of it. See, like, but how did we get this shot? What is this?
Oh.
Is that what this is? You
Yeah,
see
it
what I'm
looks
saying?
like, yeah, how did they get this?
Are there two different capsules?
Satellite, maybe?
Maybe a capsule within a capsule.
I'm pretty
No,
sure
I'm
they're
saying
like,
you could get pictures from a satellite, right? They had satellites back then, right? Is
Maybe
it possible they had a picture? See,
Yeah.
we don't know. I've never.
this was just like let us know down in the comments
Yeah.
if you know. This is just like the thing that they sent down.
And this was what 19?
This was 69, I'm guessing.
So they made this in '6. This is some footage from then.
This footage should be from 69.
Oh wow!
We're led to believe.
Wow,
Yeah,
look
this
at
is
them! Look
like-
how good they were building shit back then. Damn! Look at that thing.
But it's very notice though, okay, just for skepticism purposes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shadow. All we really see is this weird, there's not a lot of definition. You know, if we could have got a shot, maybe there is shots of this more or less like floating
Fall
in a different
out of
area.
lunar orbit. The problem is, in this controlled fall out of orbit, you only have enough fuel for one try.
Capcom, we're go for landing. Altitude 4200. Houston, you're go for landing, over.
The trajectory had been wrong. They were targeted into this inhospitable place. Then they had to fly over this area at a high forward velocity, then pitch up to slow down so that kill their forward velocity, and then start down like a helicopter. So now we're
Holy
critical
cow.
fuel state, and that's why the
Wow.
60-second call was given, and then the 30-second call.
Then I really got nervous. Was calling
You're
out
just
25
smoking there to
seconds of
death,
fuel.
oh, man.
And then
Like a
in
hell of a
20
day.
seconds, oh, jeez.
But I gotta land these fuckers on the moon without killing them.
at a descent. Hold control both auto, descent engine command
This
override
must be
off.
out the window of their
Engine arm
shuttle.
off. 413 is in.
So if they're already out of fuel, how the hell they get back?
Well, they had just enough to get there.
Oh.
back.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger.
That is a famous. The Eagle has landed. Is that where the Eagles landed came from originally?
I
Landing to
believe
me
so.
was a great celebration.
Holy
It
shit, I
was
learned
almost
something.
euphoric.
The Eagles landed came from the landing on the
The United
moon.
States could accomplish
So
tremendous
happy.
goals if they work together as a team.
Let's go pick one of the pictures we got here. Very interesting. So that's the official footage we have of
That's
Apollo
all of it?
11. That's it.
Well, you know, it is back in. Oh, they have the Wikipedia.
This is interesting. You don't usually see this on a YouTube video.
Yeah,
I can
you
pull
don't.
this in here. There is a Apollo program wiki thing inserted
Inserted.
into this video. So yeah, 69. They put this happens, and then a year or two later, you know, you have Apollo 13, just a little bit after that. You know, I mean, a famous Tom Hanks movie about that, great movie. About their
Oh, yeah,
their
yeah.
experience. They were going and they broke down, and for whatever reason, I think that had something to do with their fuel. Yeah, they got there, but then basically just had to like turn around when they got there and come right back. And then they're lucky to
Is that where the Houston we have a problem?
yes.
So did that actually come from the movie? The Houston I got a problem, or is that something that was said?
Let's find out.
And you disagree.
Okay.
What a stupid question.
No, it's a great question, bro. I love it.
I'm just wondering because those are some great slogans that you still hear today. Like the Eagles landed. I mean, I swear you almost hear that every day. And I'm surprised that this is where it came from. It just blew my mind when I heard him say the Eagles landed. How dumb am I?
So apparently this is saying, according to allthat'sinteresting.com, shout out to them.
Mm-hmm.
What Swigert actually said was, okay, Houston, I believe we've had a problem here. And then Lovell repeated, we've had a problem here. We've had a main B bus undervolt. So dramatized by Kevin Bacon in the movie as Houston, we have a problem.
Oh.
Those were not the actual official transmission.
Oh, it was a little ad-lib to make it sound cooler.
Similar, but different.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
See, that was a good question.
See,
Then.
now you know, people. We
Yeah.
learn shit on here
See, we are
all the
teaching.
time. You learn shit. That's why you can't sleep on this. All right, you gotta like this video.
Yeah.
Subscribe
come
to the
on.
channel so you can see more shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we want you to see more shit out there.
Yeah. Yeah, but seriously, I mean, if you have a story like you were there, like you remember it, because I don't. I wish I did. I almost
Yeah, let
feel
us
like,
know.
yeah, let us know. That's interesting.
James and I weren't born yet,
No.
but that's.
And then we'll get to the conspiracy theories later.
Let's compare this real quick to Apollo 14, which I believe was just, a few year years later. we have a lot more footage of this. Oh, wait a minute, something happened here. Let's get the volume
10
back
seconds
in.
to go.
So this looks like it's out the window.
Okay, there's pitch over. 64, we have pitch over, yes, sir. There's throw. Roger.
As they're approaching, making their approach here. Very interesting the way the surface looks.
So what is this now? This is
the Apollo 14 mission.
this is live footage of the moon.
Yes, this is apparently as that Apollo 14 was landing on the moon. So this would have been
Oh,
the
what a
mission
trip!
after the failed Apollo 13 mission.
Oh, okay, that's a trip.
Yeah.
Houston, I'm on app. Roger it. Okay, 2,000.
Even after the disaster of Apollo 13, they're like, okay, bro, we're going back.
Feet a second, a little bit fast, but not bad. Okay. Outstanding.
Outstanding. So this is not actual
1,500.
humans.
Little fast.
Are there humans on this vessel, or is it just?
Yes, I believe they are. Yes, this is a manned mission.
1,000 feet.
I think this is one of the last ones they did, if I'm not mistaken. We can look into that. But
It seems like they'd see the flag.
there weren't very many more missions after all this, I'm pretty sure.
About halfway between Triplet and Dublin.
Eventually NASA was like, alright, well,
60 meters.
what else are we going to do up there? There's nothing else for us to do.
Wow, look at that, guys.
Okay, Al, you're through 550 feet. Okay. 16 feet per second. 500 feet, 15 feet per second. It looks good. Your fuel is good at 10%.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah, I think so. You're through 300.
Imagine being there.
Are they gonna land the damn thing? Oh, here it comes.
They're free falling.
You're through 200 feet. 5 feet per second. That looks good. No metal here.
200 feet.
They have to slowly land.
Yeah, it's getting bigger.
Okay, looks like you're going right over the middle of Triplet.
It's landing a big
What
hollow.
is that?
170 feet out, 2 feet per second down, 8%
I think it was an
you're looking
island,
good.
though.
Okay, babe.
Wow, what is that?
It's a move.
Oh, just a valley-like thing.
Speed it up a little bit.
That's full of gold. Oh,
There's so many craters.
Yeah, it's got an atmosphere, so the asteroid just bashed into it.
Okay, 7% fuel. Okay, you're still at 170 feet indicated.
okay, there cannot be anything alive on here. Huh. Does it look like anything's alive?
Well, yeah, like James is saying, I mean, there's
6% fuel, okay.
the
150
craters
feet.
are
Your
just
seat is
too,
working light. Okay.
you know, it's the atmosphere thing.
If you could land over here, there's some dust, Al. 110 feet. 3 feet per second down. Great.
It's literally just a big space rock that's in our orbit.
On your
That's
own.
literally all it is.
Okay.
It's a rock.
Wow, that's
30
crazy.
feet. 4 feet per second, 5 feet per second down. Okay.
I mean, I don't know how much drilling they've done on there to like actually find out, you know, like there might be layers, there might be something under it.
40 feet.
They're going 3 feet per
3 feet
second.
per second. 30.
30
per second.
feet.
Looking
I
great.
don't think
20
we
feet.
really tried to do
Ah,
that.
they're about to land.
3 feet per second. Contact
That's
now.
crazy.
Stop. Brake. Pro. Auto. We're on the surface. Okay, we made a good landing.
Oh, wow.
We're on the surface.
413 feet plus 10,000.
Now, who is
That was a
this?
beautiful one.
Not sure, we'll have to look who was on this mission. But this
Crazy.
is Apollo 14 mission right
Oh,
here.
wow. That
Give
was
me a mark,
cool.
Al, when you start using it,
Oh,
Bill.
okay, now
See, they don't have clouds. They just see
Roger, are you on 24?
what we see at night. They see all day.
12. Roger, 12.
Okay, but that light behind them is us, right? It looks like a light.
It's either the sun or
so what's he doing? He's climbing into this. Is this the other vessel? This is what we were thinking earlier with the So there's two vessels here, I think. I'm not sure what the thing is. I don't think this is what they landed in.
See all the footprint?
Or maybe it is. I guess it is. So he's coming out. So who's filming? Someone that already came out?
It looks like they just have it. Okay, see that? That's not the sun. Yeah, it looks like
It's a shield.
Yeah,
So the
something.
camera doesn't see the fucking sun.
Give me a mark.
Well, is it like a light, though? They gotta have some sort of light.
Roger out.
There's the flag.
How's this, Bruce? Look okay?
Roger, that's a good sight.
So has anyone ever seen like our flag up there? Did it get blown away?
No, everybody says like, well, how come you can't like find it with the telescope? Or
Right.
it's supposedly, well, I'm not gonna say supposedly. It's on the side of the moon that we never see here on Earth.
Huh.
In case anybody, I think this is right. Am I correct here?
I mean, that would make sense.
We never see the other side of the moon from the Earth, right?
Still on the dark
Stand
side.
there and you're listening.
Okay, so that's another camera he's got there.
That's why we don't see the flag.
Wow. Yeah, because I guess, you can't be picky. You land where you can land.
Wow. That'd be a cool picture to have. That's me in the picture holding the flag.
It's for my trip to the moon.
That one's gonna be hard to top at a family party, right?
Yeah, exactly. No.
Look at this picture.
You're getting lucky with that 100% of the time.
Okay, and which magazine are you using?
All right, now you take my picture.
So they must, as light as they must have something that's not just keeping them from floating away.
Indianapolis, Indiana, but that was my line. TV cable out.
Oh, he's getting a picture too.
What's your TV cable?
Right, that would be my question. Is there some sort of, or is that just the?
Back up. Try it again.
Yeah, there's less gravity, but it's not like it's still manageable. And like, how did we know that?
But look how the flag is.
How did we know what the
You notice the flag isn't moving at all? See that?
Right.
But it's holding up. How is it not falling?
Because there's not enough gravity.
Ready?
And there's no wind there either.
Okay, got it.
What's the
Well,
final
what's that? The way,
Be a good orientation for the flag.
because he's moving it?
Yeah.
Okay, Ed, if you just turn it
Wow, that's
broadside-
trippy.
25.
Just turn it broadside to the TV camera with the field.
It just took me a minute for that to come into my focus. Like the flag is just standing there, like that right there.
Right. Like, I don't know, man.
You get 2.5 on the mag.
Copy out. Okay, that's good on the flag.
That's good on the flag.
If there's no atmosphere,
He's just skipping along.
then what's the temp gotta be there?
It's cold as fuck. Unless you're in the sunlight, then you're baking.
16 is off.
Wow.
Roger, stop.
Weird.
Wow.
15.
Well, there's a little bit more footage here. You can go on to NASA and watch the complete thing if you wish.
Wow, that was.
Yeah, and there's
But,
no protection from radiation up there either. So if a sun decides to flare up and you're on the moon, you better be underground, otherwise you'll be radiated away. radiation sickness.
Let's take a look at these real quick. I got some, these are from the NASA site themselves, some pictures. This is of Apollo 11 mission. There's Neil, Edwin Aldrin, Buzz Aldrin, Michael Collins. He's the one you don't hear too much about.
Why?
I don't know. He's the less famous. He did less autographs.
He was the camera guy
than everyone else, I guess. I don't know. But,
Well, we appreciate you.
here's
Dan.
So this is the ship, I guess. Here's some training stuff. Pretty interesting. Here's the liftoff. Lyndon LBJ was in office apparently when it.
So now we right there is what the Earth would look like from the moon.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That is fascinating. So yeah, so
How
these
did
are
they get that shot of the Earth? Oh wow. They got better cameras than I got.
especially for that day and time, right?
Yeah,
Like,
now they
wow.
got the Weber. We'll have to have one on the Weber.
But pretty similar though to what we saw on 14. Here's a close up of a crater in this this picture here. Here's them all coming back. So
It's all documented.
fascinating.
Yeah.
It
stuff.
is. It's actually interesting stuff.
Fascinating.
Fascinating stuff.
Like if you ever want to leave this atmosphere, if you want to leave Earth and go, you have to reach a certain speed to even leave this fucking Earth's atmosphere, which is 18,000 miles. If you can reach that speed, you can get out of Earth's orbit. But to leave the moon, it's less. So it takes a lot more fuel to leave Earth than it does to leave the moon. So that's why fuel is such an important thing to those guys, because you have to fit so much fuel into a system, but you can't make it so big that you can't fly it. You know what I mean? So you have to be very conservative on your fuel and how you use it.
Oh yeah.
Because it's the heaviest thing. So yeah, that's just a little tidbit for you guys. And people always say, well, why haven't we gone to the moon since? Well, I think it's more of an odds and probability thing. The chances of blowing up when you take off is 1 in 20. So there's a 5% chance that you could be torched. And for what? Why risk people
5%, right?
Yeah.
5%. I mean, I don't really like those odds. And if you can, and
I
hey,
agree.
but hey, they are giving people space rides now. If you can't afford it, Elon Musk taking people up.